In the last module, I asked you to post an assignment on your Google Classroom page. Two of you have done that, and I have filled out both of those documents, those assignments. I've completed it. So now, as the teacher, you would go back to that Google Classroom and check the assignments to see that I had turned it in. And you would review it and return it to me. So if you haven't done that yet, it might be a good idea to do that now. Not right now, but when you're done watching this video. I'm going to go over with a little more detail today, posting assignments and some of the different options and different ways that you can post assignments. So the first thing I'm going to do is you could see I'm on my classwork page on our Google Classroom for this course. I'm going to click the Create button, and I'm going to create an assignment. And I want to point out to you that in Google Classroom, it's very easy to differentiate your instruction. So if you are willing to do this to help your students and meet the needs of all the individual students, you can make different versions of your assignments and push them out to students at different levels in your classroom. So you can see right here that by default, all students are selected. But if I just want to push this assignment out to two of my students, I would click on their names. I would type in the name of the assignment. This is the Erie Canal Hyperdoc. I would give very explicit instructions here on what to do. I'm not going to take the time to do that now, but when you post assignments in Google Classroom, I highly recommend that. I'm going to say how many points this is worth. I'm going to say it could be graded for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to put as the due date November 21st, and I can even specify a time by midnight. Over here under topic, I'm going to either choose one of my existing topics, but actually in this case, I'm going to create a new topic because I know we're starting our unit of study on the Erie Canal, so there's going to be more than one assignment, so I'm going to make it its own category. And then over here, I'm going to attach the file or files that are necessary to do this assignment. Now, this is a hyperdoc, which means there are hyperlinks embedded into the document already and videos as well. So I don't need to use this button, which is for the hyperlink, and this button, which is for YouTube. This button over here, the paperclip, means that I would be attaching a file from my computer, most likely a PDF. But for this assignment, this document is on my Google Drive, which is where your assignments should be if you're using Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on my Google Drive. If it's something that I've seen very recently, it might show up right here under Recent, but it's not. So I'm going to go to My Drive. I know exactly where I saved it in the Google Classroom Online Course folder. And here it is at the top. It's called Explore, Explain, Apply. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click Add. And then over here, this is a really critical place for you to make some decisions. If I choose Student Can View the File, that means you can only view it. But this was designed for students to actually write on the document itself, to fill in their answers on the document. So I want them to be able to edit it. However, I don't want everybody editing the same document as I did with the Two Truths and a Lie. That was intentional. That was the way that was supposed to be. But in this case, I'm going to make a copy for each student. Remember, I'm only sending it out to 2 students, however, but those 2 students will get their own copy of this document, and it will have their name on it at the top. So you don't have to even put a blank line at the top of your documents anymore, name, colon with the blank line. You don't even really need to put the date on because everything will be stamped, time-stamped in Google Classroom. So I could simply assign this by hitting the Assignment tab, or I could click the down pointing arrow and say, I'm not ready to really assign this yet. We didn't finish this unit yet. So I could save the draft and assign it at a later date, or I could schedule it and say, I know that I want to assign this on the 20th. So whichever your options are, I'm going to actually just save the draft. And now the draft is saved, and you'll notice up here, the assignment is kind of grayed out in Google because it hasn't been posted yet, and it says it's a draft. And when I'm ready to actually post it, I will hit this little button, hit edit, and then I can assign it.